right, let's go.
Alright, let me just fix up my overlay here. So at the bottom left as the orange Terran we have Cryoc. And at the bottom right as the red Protoss we have dsaqwe.
Nice.
Now I do actually know both these players decently well for once. So it's pretty cool.
I know, I think a little bit more about Cryoc than dsaqwe, mostly because I actually played him a few times, but I've seen dsaqwe play also many times, and both of them really good players. So.
Yeah. Well, see, dsaqwe has really good PBZ to the point where, you know, he can actually take some games off like Korean ex-professional players.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about his PVT. And Cryoc, similarly, I'm pretty sure his TVZ is really strong like most Terrans, and not sure about his TVP.
I would say that dsaqwe PVT, I would say, is not as strong as PVZ, but he's still really good.
Yeah.
Now, Cryoc, on the other hand, I think he has a few weaknesses. If you know how he plays, you can kind of abuse them. One of the main problems that Cryoc has is that he tends to play really for kind of turtle style. Not always, but he does it more often. So you can kind of get a kind of a lead by understanding what he's probably going to be doing.
Okay, that makes sense. And I mean, that style is perfect on Fighting Spirit too, as well. You know, 3-base turtle. Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with you. Yeah, I've actually played him quite a few times on ladder as well. And yeah, he's definitely kind of a more macro-ish player, which is fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit more kind of. It's also difficult to predict if you're not really top tier Protoss, because sometimes you can misread some of the things that a turn is doing. But if you do have like dsaqwe pretty good reads, and I think dsaqwe is, you know, good enough to understand that, then it's probably going to favor a little bit dsaqwe.
Yeah.
But again, it's Brood War, so everything can happen. We just saw that, right?
Well, not only that, but dsaqwe is actually in the chat telling us that in fact PVT is his strongest match.
Okay.
So whatever,
maybe,
man, whatever.
Look, maybe it's a little bit different because if you look at PVT, most PVTs are relatively easy to understand, right? It's kind of understandable everything that's going on through the game. Where in PvZ, it's a little bit more tricky. You need to really have your timings cut pretty well to defend things like Hydra, Olins, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, because if you're really good, it shows a little bit more in PvZ because you understand everything. Whereas in PvT, you can still see the same kind of style as other players do, but it's just basically a little bit, you know, it's better. So. If that makes any sense.
That is actually an excellent analysis of that. Definitely makes a lot of sense. Although for me, I don't know any timings of any matchups, so I'm just like, yeah, he's building stuff, he's mining minerals, it's good times. Yeah.
Well, you know, I was basically trying to make us look like we're not wrong, but dsaqwe is not wrong either. So that's kind of like the way I was trying to sell
Genius. Dude, you should like be a politician or something, man. That was genius. But see, you gotta remember though, one thing, the caster is always right, alright? Regardless of what the players say, the caster's always right. I mean, that's why Idra's name is Idra and not Idra, because he's not a caster. The caster, Artosis, was right. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Players' ideas are irrelevant.
I mean, but the only problem with that is that you do get from time to time, you know, people using that against you. And when you pointed out Artosis, that's like the Artosis pylon. You know, they kind of get back at you for that, you know.
Fair enough. Okay. Speaking of which, okay, so meanwhile, the Marines have managed to kill this probe, doing a nice sneaky little walk up to kill it, whereas the SCV is running around with one hit left. Looks like they're actually going to manage to escape from this Dragoon, but nothing too interesting coming out from either player. Just a fast Nexus into Robo here, very safe macro opening, and likewise on the other side, we are just going to have an FD, and he's going to kill his own Marine. Presumably to get a Vulture out. Or two Marines. Second tank rather, sorry.
Well, that was one way to do it, but... I mean, to be fair, imagine how it has to feel. Like you're a Marine, and you know you just came out from the barracks, and they're going to tell you, dude, the Protoss army is gonna be here any moment. Okay, what do I do? You have to die because we need another tank.
Oh god, dude, it's pretty harsh, man. They drew lots, and those Marines got the short sticks. Got taken out. That's how we roll in Terran land.
Oh, look at that! That's funny. It's a expansion, then Robo, and another 2 gateways. So this is kind of like, I actually seen this a few times being used, and I really like this kind of style. I don't personally do it because I don't understand it well enough, but it's really strong in the mid game. You can really stop any early pushes.
Yeah.
And you can after you stop that push like really decisively, you can take pretty much as many bases as you want because you get a good 3 minutes where you're basically saying, okay, I have enough army that he's basically not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I feel like this is just the safest thing to do after a fast expansion here, is to go for these additional gateways. You know, no greedy fast third, no super fast tech, just very, very standard solid play here from dsaqwe. As you said, able to deflect any kind of Terran attack. Of course, you know, since you're not taking any risks, you're not gonna potentially gain any, you know, huge economic advantage. But if you feel, this is generally like if you feel like you're a better player, or at least, you know, the same level, you just do a safe build, and you know you're not gonna get cheesed to death. And we've already seen plenty of Terran cheese today, so you know, I think dsaqwe is quite happy with this, especially if he feels like PvT is his strongest matchup. He'll be quite confident.
Interestingly enough, dsaqwe did take quite a long time to transfer his probes to the natural. I wonder what that is, if that's actually a reason for that, or basically it's just, you know, kind of a mistake, because...
Might not have been paying attention, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, but there was nothing really going on, I think, on the map at that moment, so that's why I was wondering about it.
Be interesting to know. Maybe he was waiting to get minerals for a cert, like, for some upgrade or something. I don't know. There's no upgrades to get right now, though, so I'm not sure what it would be. Yeah, well.
Okay, so second gas, relatively at the standard timing, I would say, for dsaqwe, especially on 2 base. And I would assume that this is going to be relatively soon to try to get something like Arbiter Tech, because if you're already committed to going for 2 base for quite a while, it kind of works a little bit better to go for the tech earlier than going for, I would say, another base.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely flexible what you do here. It looks like he is going to go for the Citadel. So working up that tech tree, as you mentioned. Interestingly, from the other side, there were 2 very early Goliaths produced here. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly switch to this. And actually, a 3rd and 4th Goliath produced here. 4 very fast Goliaths. I'm not 100% sure. I guess this is to snipe any kind of shuttle incoming to prevent any kind of early break, like a Bulldog type break on his natural. And obviously, since he has comsats, he can also scan for observers and take them out as well.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Flash used to do that as well, and the main reason why he would do it is, as you mentioned, basically the shuttle. But it's, I think, even more important for the observer, because you do want to make your opponent make some kind of mistake, right? And if they don't have the information from the observer, then even just a siege tank or 2 can get a free dragoon. It's always something good.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Okay, so we do see a 3rd for dsaqwe at the same time as the tribunal, as the Templar Archives and the Stargate. So going for all of it at the same time. Okay.
Yep. Looks like, meanwhile, Terran's going to poke out just a little bit, wants to secure this bridge so he can safely take that 3rd, although dsaqwe... Oh, I thought he was going to pull his Dragoons back to the 3rd to block that command center a little bit. He'll be able to delay it, but, you know, once the Terran gets some units over there, it's going to be... He will have to pull out of there. The one thing that makes me nervous about the early Goliaths is they are not particularly strong in this early game against... I mean, well, basically, they're not that good against Dragoons, straight up.
Yeah.
Right? You would much rather have that money invested in tanks and vultures in a straight-up fight, so you have to just be a little bit careful, obviously. You can pick off the shuttle, just be careful you're not just going to get overwhelmed by the Dragoons anyway. And it looks like, here we go, the Dragoons moving forward to try and pick off the tanks. This is what I'm talking about. But a decent-ish positioning on the back 2 tanks, and dsaqwe being careful is going to pull back here.
Ooh, 1 Dragoon goes down. Although, yeah, I mean, the main thing about this, and the reason why it's interesting is because as I mentioned, I think that you know, dsaqwe does know a little bit about Cryoc, because he kind of scouted the, you know, the third. He knows that this is going to be a turtle style, so he felt safe to take at the same time the third and at the same time go for the arbiters. And that shows that you're probably not too worried about an early attack. So, I mean, obviously he probably still had an observer like at the main. You see, there's only 2 factories, so that's probably not going to be a very powerful attack. But in another situation, the amount of army that dsaqwe had, you know, just about 2 minutes ago, would be kind of low for that stage of the game.
That is a great point as well. Meanwhile, Arbiter's on the way. Oh, dsaqwe went recall first. Look at that.
Yep.
That's actually the first recall first I've seen in a very long time, actually. Yep, I just said that. And meanwhile, oh, we might have a hidden expansion here at the 12 o'clock as well. dsaqwe being a little bit sneaky. I'm a little bit confused by this pylon wall at the 3 o'clock though, because the vultures can just like run around the top side. I don't know what these pylons are doing at the bottom.
I mean, yeah, I don't see it too well. I mean, I don't see anything really good about that. I guess that's kind of allows the Dragoon that's on the ramp, so that if, you know, massive amount of vultures would get there, you still get the time to wall with 1 pylon that position. And at the same time, if like there's a tank drop, you don't have the problem that you cannot get to the mineral line with your own units. But I mean, I guess, but that's a really wild guess.
Yeah. Well, no, that's definitely a fair point. I mean, of course, Zealots could still run through here, but yeah, if you can't get some Dragoons back there to deal with a dropship, that could definitely be annoying. So yeah, that's fair enough. And there's the hidden expansion at the 12. Which is, I mean, to be honest though, at this point it's completely unnecessary because Terran hasn't moved out of his base at all, basically. So you could just take the top right bases as normal, excuse me.
I think the only reason, and I think I know why he's taking a hidden. If that makes sense for 1 point. If 2 scans go to where you'd usually place your 4th base, you know, and the Terran sees that there are no bases, he might be like, oh, okay, so you're not taking more bases, I can just get to 200. I just wait out and get a massive army, and basically, with, you know, the same economy, I'm gonna crush you. Maybe that's the reason.
But he's got some vultures out on the map, though. Oh, man, is he gonna go for the 12? He's got one going up there, and no fooling me. So he does see it. He doesn't send vultures to the top right, though. It's possible he scanned that already. No, never mind, he's sending them now. So nice little sneak out with the vultures here. I guess they must have just run out the 3rd. There were no Dragoons covering this. This is actually one thing I'm a little bit curious about, there were no Dragoons left to deny this kind of thing, to deny a random SCV or a couple of vultures running out. Because it's not like he needs his entire army at home to defend, you know, a drop or anything crazy.
I mean, I guess. I'm trying to think of any reason why you wouldn't be already really active on the map. Like, you know that the Terran isn't leaving his base with his army, but you could at least have your army really well positioned to kind of intercept anything going out. And with that, you could then reposition again and again and again every time that the push is like trying to siege and unsiege. But in a way, if you look at the difference in the supply, maybe dsaqwe really doesn't care.
That's fair enough. I mean, he's just content to take all the bases. Sorry. Meanwhile, I'm just watching this SCV just get stuck forever in this depot field. Oh, is he gonna get out? Oh, nice. He was in there for like a million years, just like sliding between the buildings, just snowboarding on supply depots. That was actually pretty funny to watch. Anyway, so 12 o'clock is up and running, and now he's gonna go for the top right bases as well.
Oh, he called up the 3rd of the Terran.
Pretty cool! Barely gets it through. There were 3 turrets at the top there, but it was not enough. And the vessel gets there just seconds too late to EMP. So an immediate liftoff here for the Terran. And this is really nice because dsaqwe knows he's maxed out. He's starting to bank. He's got his bases going. So no reason not to, you know, suicide control group of 2. Oh my god. Oh! Good catch. Good catch.
Oh.
Wow, so doing way more damage than it should have there. Should not have lost that command center at all. Big blow there to Cryoc.
And realistically speaking, it's not only that, but at the same time, there were actually a lot of losses from the Terran for the Terran units. So
Yep.
and he mined his own third. He cannot actually replace it now.
And there he goes, killing it. Nice. And see, Protoss is instantly maxed again, and Terran is down at 130-ish supply. Meanwhile, dsaqwe now going to start adding up some gateways at the top right. Doesn't have an insane amount banked just yet, but going to slowly start adding that infrastructure. Oh, there we go. A lot more gateways in the main base as well. So basically doing the gateway explosion, going to make it impossible really for Cryoc to do that much. He's going to remax his army in like one round of macroing.
Yeah. I mean, really, at this point, not only the fact that you just lost your third, which is already like pretty much, it's not GG, but it's close to that.
Oh my god, he's going again. Sorry to interrupt, he's going again.
There's nothing to kill there.
Is he gonna go to the main from there?
I think so, because if there's nothing to kill there, just go to the main.
Oh god. Wow, there's actually 2 command centers here for some reason. Why are there 2 command centers there? I don't even know. Because... Oh god, that's gonna be bad.
Yep. That's not the best recall ever.
Alright, so suiciding some units here. He should have recalled further back, I think. Maybe tried to snipe the main command center as well. Although maybe since he flew past 2 command centers, he's like, I guess I can't kill command centers. Oh, he's gonna get the armory though. He's gonna stop the +2, +3. That's +3 weapons.
Reaping! Oh!
Very, very nice.
Damn it. I mean, it was quite close.
And finally getting this up. So at least that that recall did something. That's actually quite a critical upgrade. He stopped right there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, the damage has been done for quite a while, and dsaqwe is really just taking the entire map. So, I mean, why not go scouts? You know.
That is the question of our time. Why not go scouts? I agree. I agree. That is a question I ask myself every morning when I wake up. Why am I not going scouts today? Wait, what? Dude, do you see this SCV at the top? Wait, at the third? Above the third by the tree? He somehow got stuck there. He must have tricked himself over after finishing a turret and just like fell off the cliff. That's amazing. He's even trying to return the gas. Recall!
And another recall. That's and the CV boom.
It's okay, man. He's got the SCV by the tree. It's fine. And these goons are all bugging out too. Oh my god, repair! 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 Oh, Steve-O!
Okay, so yeah, the command center. I was gonna say the command center lives, but it doesn't. So yeah, dsaqwe is really bleeding out the Cryoc at this point. Like, really, what can Cryoc do to even stabilize?
Well, he can rescue this SCV. I mean, you know, it's more mining. I'm sorry, that guy's just so funny to me, man. He's just like spinning around. He's like, help! I want to get out. I want to return this geyser thing. He's like so scared that if he sits here too long, the gas can in his hand is gonna blow up or something. Because it's like, you know, it's like volatile gas and there's like fire everywhere. He's like stuck in this random floor. He's like, just let me put it in the command center, man. I want to put it down. I don't want this thing anymore.
I mean, that's
I was gonna say, even though he lost the third again, at least he's starting to move out the top left and counterattack now. So he's trying to get some map presence. That could be bad though. It could be very bad. Oh god, he's got 1 EMP now, but it's not gonna do anything. Or he's not even gonna use it.
Yeah, and in a way he shouldn't even use it because he actually needs it to stop recalls.
Oh yeah, that's very true. And it looks like a recall is not even needed to kill this base anymore. It's a 100 supply lead for the Protoss. GG from Cryoc. Whew.
Okay, so wow.
Alright.
I mean, definitely dsaqwe, I think, really understood how Cryoc plays because he was able to do a lot. Like, he really didn't start with something crazy, like doing some damage because of a Reaver drop or, you know, something like that. It wasn't like, I don't know, like you would say he lost a lot in the early game, so that's, no, dsaqwe really understood, okay, so I have my time, I can get both my tech, I can get my expansions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, He knew what Cryoc was doing, and Cryoc played right into it. So I don't know. Maybe it's time to bust out the cheese. It's Neo Medusa, man. It's Neo Medusa. We need to see a factory float. I swear to God, we need to see at least one factory float in these preliminaries if we're gonna have Medusa in the map pool. And on that note, let us go into game number 2.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.